Many farmers are currently facing sudden problems. Birds look dull, they stop moving, droppings become loose, egg production drops, and in some cases, mortality increases. At first glance, it looks like a disease outbreak, but in reality, most of the time, it is not a single disease. It is a combination of small management mistakes made unknowingly during winter. These mistakes create stress in birds, they weaken immunity, and open the door for infections. Let's start with the first and most critical mistake: poor temperature management. Many farmers do not fully understand the temperature needs of birds at different ages. Newly placed chicks require 33 to 35 degrees Celsius. This temperature is not constant. It must be reduced slowly, around 2 to 3 degrees every week. Broilers eventually need around 27 to 28 degrees. Layers and fancy birds should not go below 25 to 26 degrees. But in winter, the outside temperature drops sharply, and the shed temperature follows the same pattern. This sudden drop creates stress. It leads to respiratory issues and eventually disease outbreaks. Now the second mistake: closing the shed completely to maintain heat. Farmers do this with good intention. They want to keep the birds warm, but they unknowingly trap dangerous gases inside the shed: carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and ammonia. When ammonia levels rise, it irritates the respiratory system. The trachea becomes red, mucus starts forming, birds begin to sneeze, cough, and produce abnormal breathing sounds. If this continues, it leads to serious diseases like CRD, infectious bronchitis, and H9. That is why ventilation is not optional, it is essential. Fresh air must always enter, and harmful gases must always exit. Now the third mistake: uneven temperature distribution inside the shed. Even if the temperature is correct overall, it is often not uniform. You will notice birds crowding in one area, usually near heaters or walls, while other areas remain empty. This clearly shows temperature imbalance, and this imbalance creates stress and increases disease spread among birds.
Now the fourth mistake: poor litter management. In winter, litter becomes extremely important. If it becomes too dry, it creates dust. That dust irritates the respiratory system of birds. If it becomes too wet, it becomes even more dangerous. It leads to fungal infections, parasites, and coccidiosis. The ideal litter should be dry but not dusty. Around 2.5 to 3 inches depth is recommended, and it must be regularly turned and maintained. Now the fifth mistake: improper lighting. Light is essential for birds to find feed and water. If lighting is uneven, growth becomes uneven. Strong birds eat more, weak birds fall behind. This creates size variation across the flock. During the first week, birds need 23 to 24 hours of light. After that, a proper lighting schedule must be followed. Now the sixth mistake: cold water or poor water management. In winter, water becomes very cold, especially at night. If water temperature drops below 15 degrees, birds avoid drinking it. When water intake drops, feed intake also drops. This leads to constipation, poor growth, and reduced performance. Water should ideally be between 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, and water lines must be flushed regularly. Now the seventh mistake: ignoring humidity levels. Winter air is naturally dry. Low humidity causes respiratory irritation and dehydration. But excessive humidity is also dangerous. It increases ammonia levels and bacterial growth. The ideal range is 55 to 75% humidity. Balance is the key. Now, the eighth mistake: improper feed management. Birds need more energy in winter to maintain body temperature. If feed is not adjusted, birds become weak. A small adjustment makes a big difference. Vegetable oil can be added to feed for extra energy, around 100 to 250 grams per 50 kilogram feed. Vitamins A, D, and E are also very important, especially vitamin D, because sunlight is limited in winter. Now, the ninth mistake: ignoring early signs of disease. Loose droppings, nasal discharge, reduced activity, these are early warnings. Many farmers ignore them, thinking it is temporary, but diseases spread very quickly in poultry flocks. Early action can save the entire farm. Now, the final mistake: poor nighttime management. Most critical problems happen at night. Workers are asleep, systems fail silently, heaters stop, ventilation fails, temperature drops. Birds can suffocate without warning. Regular checks every 1 to 2 hours are essential. Backup systems for heaters and generators must always be ready. These mistakes may look small, but in winter poultry farming, they can cause massive losses. Proper management, awareness, and timely action are what decide success or failure.